What's up, brother?
Chilling, man. Excited to be here. Read any good books lately, man?
Absolutely. You know I read some good
Hey,
books.
man. Hey, I'm Jay,
And I'm Chauncey,
and this is the Books
the
and
Books
Brothers
and
Project.
Brothers. Hey, hold up, man. Wait.
What?
Let's just take that in, man. This is our first episode, man. It's been a long time coming.
I'm not patient, so I was ready to go day one.
Hey.
As soon as I told you the same day, I was ready to go day one. I ain't even
It's
really
true.
want to take no time. I just was ready to go. But today we got a nice banger for y'all. I see y'all see 2 books, but this ain't gonna be a 2-book podcast. We just showing y'all the sequel.
Yeah.
Today we're gonna be talking about the Fourth Wing book by Rebecca Yarros.
Right.
Let's talk about it, man.
Let's get into it.
Why did you
man.
decide to read the book, man?
Man, first off, the reason why I decided to read the book was you recommended it.
Mm-hmm.
We work at the same facility at a juvenile detention center, and this book was just it was going through the residents' hands,
Right.
and then you read it. You started reading it, and then you was like, "Hey, Chauncey, you gotta read this book."
I had to, man, because when I first got into the book, shout out to my boy Alberts, man. I got to give him love. He the one who recommended the book to me, and he was like, "Yo, you finished the Crave series.
Yeah.
Let's get on to the Fourth Wing book." Opened the book.
Uh-huh.
As soon as I hit the parapet, I've been hooked in, man. And
That's
y'all
cool.
see this book right here? That's a later date. We're not done yet.
We ain't done that. And so let's take a step back. You mentioned the Crave series that, you introduced me to the Crave series. I'm not a fantasy genre type guy. I'm a more business books, I'm more biographies, nonfiction. Give me some nonfiction and you got me. But you introduced me to the fantasy genre and vampires, werewolves, and dragons, and all of that, man. But I gotta say, I gotta admit, I'm now hooked.
I'm glad you
I'm hooked. And we initially planned to review Crave.
Right.
We was going to review.
That was supposed to be the first episode. Right?
Yeah, that was supposed to be the first episode.
Mm-hmm.
But then you was like, Chauncey.
Nah, Fourth Wing, man. I told you, finish the
plot
Fourth
twist
Wing before the Thanksgiving jump.
Yeah,
crazy.
And so I've been on this mad dash to read Fourth Wing over the Thanksgiving break and before. But man, Man, this book is crazy. Man, and it took a kind of crazy turn for me, like with this relationship that we're going to talk about. It got kind of crazy. Like
he talking about violence.
Yeah.
Patterson.
Absolutely, man. These 2 characters. And so, man, let's get into it.
Yes, man. The setting of the book, it's like medieval time in a war college based in Basgayeth.
That's it.
Basgayeth War College, where you got Violent Sorrengail, you have her mother, the General Sorrengail, you have her sister, Mira Sorrengail, and then you have a whole plethora of students, first-year students, and they're basically getting ready for a war. It's just like being in the military. They're training them to go to war.
Yeah, this is a military culture.
Yes.
They've been at war for I think like 400 years.
It's been a long time with the Griffins.
Man, can you imagine being at war for hundreds and hundreds of years?
But just imagine having to go to the parapet, and you might
become a rider.
You might get sent to Malik before you even make it across the parapet.
Which some folk did.
Yes. We sent them to Malik. So basically, the book starts.
We got our guy Jack. I'm sorry to interrupt, but we got our guy Jack, right? He's going across the parapet, which is this huge bridge. Like, oh yeah, there's going to be a whole bunch of spoilers in this. So there's 100%. So there's this huge parapet. It's about 8. I think they said it's 18 inches wide. It's a bridge.
Not that big.
Yeah, it's not that big, but it's 200 feet in the air from the. At the bottom of the ravine where there's a river, and like if you fall, you're done.
Oh, you're dead. You're going to Malik.
Yeah.
And Jack is an animal. He get on that parapet and get out of here. I'm coming for you, Violet. I'm coming for you, Violet. Like it's over. So through the whole time she's getting everything ready. But let's even go back to where her moms and Mira was in there talking.
In the mom's office, General Sorrengail's. Yeah.
She's been training this whole time. She said training about 6 months. She's been training. And Mira and her mom's kind of get into it because basically Violet is supposed to be a scribe based off of what her father wanted her to be, you know. And her mom's is like, nah, we Sorrengails, we takes to the sky. So her sisters think that she's weak. And she's trying to tell her sister, like, yo, I got this. You know what I'm saying? I got it. Like, I've been training. This what we've been doing. I'm going to go into the war college and I'm going to do my thing. That's basically how, like, the book start off. And then she kind of escalates. It kind of escalates, and she leaves, and she has to do these first year things, and she's going across the parapet, and Jack is on her tail the whole time
Right.
because
Who's also a first year candidate that's
right,
hoping to become a cadet.
right. But you got
Right.
to tell him why Jack is going after them. Why is Jack
Jack,
going after her?
I think what I forget actually is it
No,
like
Jack
I'm
is.
just
Remember,
is
Jack is a Mark one.
Jack is
He's
a
a
Mark
Mark
one
one.
too?
Yeah, they all Mark ones.
I
Zayden, he
forgot. I'm
called
so
it.
deep. Like I'm on like
I
what I'm
know
saying. I'm about
you at the end. You at
yeah,
the
I'm at
end.
the
So it's
end.
like
So it's like I
you
forget why
forget.
Jack. I thought it was because she was a Soren
So
Gale
yeah,
and then she was
that has something to do with it
right.
too. And if I'm not mistaken, don't quote me. I believe Jack is a Mark one like the rest of them as well.
Yeah.
Or he might just hate her moms, but what else reason would he have? Because only people that hate her is the Mark ones because of the revolution that
Right.
Zayden Pops was the head of. So if you're a marked one, you really hate her.
Yeah.
So there was no
Absolutely.
reason outside of that to hate her
Because
or whatever the case may be.
yeah.
So
Violet's mom killed all their parents.
right.
Was irresponsible for seeing
Mm-hmm,
their
mm-hmm.
execution. Here's an unpopular opinion with this book, and I don't know if folk gonna
Right.
hate me because it is out there fourth wing country.
Right.
I like Jack.
I love Jack, man.
I like Jack.
And when you get over here,
I like his
you're gonna like him.
energy,
I love
man.
him. I love him.
I like Jack. Yeah, he's trying to kill Violet,
That's
but
what he's supposed to do. My parents was killed on the rebellion side because
yeah,
of your moms.
yeah.
So every
It's
time I
up
see
every
you,
time.
there you go.
Every
Took the
time.
words right out of my mouth. So
Come on,
I'm
man.
just happy. So that's basically like the beginning of the book.
Yeah.
And obviously she has to go through these different trials in the war college.
Yeah.
Where she meets a whole bunch of people, Rhiannon, Riddick, Imogen, obviously Zayden, who I despise. Her best friend Dane.
I like Zayden. I like Zayden.
Not a Zayden Ryerson fan, bro.
A little bit. Like I like him. I like Jack more.
Right.
Than I like Zayden.
Uh-huh.
I don't like Dane.
Oh, I'm a Dane guy, man.
I don't like Dane.
I'm a Dane guy.
Dane's soft to me.
No, he's her childhood friend. He
I
got her
get
best.
it, but he ain't really. If you your childhood friend, I need you to ride for me. And he's a rule follower.
That's what you're supposed to do when you're in the military.
I get it, but
yeah,
we day ones, bro. We never not known each other.
Right.
We've never not known each other.
But he got to make sure he follow rules. Him being the leader, or the fourth wing, like him being her squad leader or whatever the case may be. He got to do it. Zayden, to me, they made him to be this Mystique character.
But I feel like Dane,
like that.
I feel like Dane, he picks and chooses when he wants to follow the rules.
Hey man,
he got Violet all up in this room, right? He kissing on Violet. First years and second years supposed to be.
Her after that situation, and she won't feeling it. Okay, you won't feeling his kiss.
Right.
You friend zoned him. That's cool and everything like that. We're not tripping about that. But she only wanted to go. Let's be honest. Good girls like bad guys. Zayden, to her, she was turned on because he was a bad guy. He had this reputation, this mystique. Even when she was in the trees and she was listening to the Mark ones get together, because if you don't know, what is it? 2 or 3 or more gathered in the area is it's considered like a treason conspiracy against them, and they could be sentenced to death or whatever the case may be. So for me, I was looking at it like you was in the trees. Granted, she wasn't really spying on them like that until she saw them get together,
right?
But then he seen her in the trees, and she just, to me, she going at the dude with the power. I'm gonna just call it out like that. She loved the power, to be honest, because
the juice is seductive, man.
There you go. The good girls like the bad guys, and that's just what it is. So
he's in a position of authority. He's third year.
Right.
He's a wing.
He's a wing. He's a
leader.
Squad leader.
Yeah.
Then I think Dane is the wing leader right now, or vice versa.
Yeah, I thought he was the wing leader.
One of those.
And man, he's in a position of authority. He's in a position of power, like you said.
Now,
and power is an aphrodisiac.
Now, basically, throughout the book, they're going through these trials because this is like an introduction. They're basically going through everything they got to go through training-wise to be able to, on conscription day, bond with their dragons.
Right.
That's the basis of this whole training process throughout the whole book, and every event that they go through is because they have to bond with their dragons. The way she bonded with her dragons, and like I said, it's spoilers. We trying to tell y'all a little bit without trying to tell y'all, but we still gonna give you the spoilers.
Right.
Because guess what you should be doing? You should be reading the book. And if you
pick this book up, pick it up.
It's an audible version out there. But let's get back to it.
Yeah.
So basically, let's talk about the day she got her dragon.
And so, man, this is kind of like another um, something that blindsided me. And so
Mm-hmm.
everybody's getting their dragon. Some people are not bonding with their dragon. They're getting like obliterated, like they're getting like scorched by dragons. Like this is a tension filled time when they go through, and they're not really picking their dragon. The dragons are picking them.
That's
right.
True.
And so the dragons are bonding with them. And so here you have, and this is a spoiler right here. Here you have the most ferocious, the most popular, the most coveted, the most give me a word, the
ambiguous,
the most sought after.
Yeah, I was just thinking about sought after
dragon,
right?
That chooses Violet, right?
Terran, a black dragon. He's not a blue tail, yellow tail, red tail. He's the dragon, the biggest dragon of them all.
Right.
Who, when the way she got, but we going too far. The way she got
before we even get,
she right. We jumping the gun. She had Sigel or Adana.
No, Adana. The little puny, what seemingly puny.
But the only reason she got that dragon is because remember Jack and his two little associates was trying to hunt down Ardana in the forest because they felt like she was one of the weaker dragons.
Nobody could ride her.
Right. So they just felt like if we can kill her, I guess that'll have them, bond with a dragon because they're taking out the weakest foe.
Yeah, she wasn't big enough to go to war.
So Violet sees that and she's trying to protect, Ardana because she's like, yo, you can't just kill this dragon because she's weak, and that's when, while she's protecting, she's going back and forth because she's nice with the daggers. She could throw the daggers with the best of them. That's one of her talents or whatever the case may be.
Yeah.
And then boom.
So why does she bond with this dragon? Why does she feel a need to protect this particular dragon? This itty bitty, seemingly weak dragon that's actually, it comes out that the dragon is actually a kid. It's a kid dragon. It's not even a full-blown adult dragon. And so she feels the need to protect this. Why do you feel that she has this overwhelming need to protect this dragon?
Because I think it reminds the dragon of her, like how she had to go through her things and how she started out as that little girl on campus where everybody thought she was weak. You know what I'm saying? But she was, and in the beginning she was weak because look how she when they had the fights and they had the trainings, she was poisoning her opponents. And that's how she was beating them until she got with Zayden and he realized, he like, yo, you poisoning everybody. You not really like that. So she had to really learn. So I feel like she just want to protect her because she know that she would have wanted protection from her people. So I think it was like a little bit of a connection there with that. And Terrence seeing that she's willing to lay her life down. It's like, move, little one. Like, he talking to her like, and you're like, what? And she bonded with him and it was just like, it was over from there.
It was
crazy. What I'm saying? And here goes Zayden at the top watching her fight Jack because he can't jump in. Right. He can't jump in. It's against the rules. So he got to kind of watch her around. Little do we know something in Iron Flame happened.
Because what is it? It's threshing, right? They're doing threshing where they have to go into the forest and find their dragon.
That's the word, threshing, not conscription day. Threshing.
It's threshing. So they go into threshing, and this is where they actually bond with their dragons. The other part was just kind of like a flight line where they get to kind of get a preview of the dragons. There's no bonding happening there. But after that's when the threshing.
That's when she bowed her head and the dragon was sniffing her, but she had the dragon scales on. That's why. So that's what you're talking about.
And so I just feel like also to piggyback off of why there's this connection between Andara and I hope I'm saying it right. I'm probably butchering it. Ardana. Ardana. It's in the book. We'll get it. Why there's this bond between them is I also think that she sees value in this puny because there's value in her, right? When everyone counted her out going against the parapet, right? Jack is about to throw her off the parapet. She pulls out the daggers, put the daggers to his genitalia, right?
Yo, no man need, every man needs.
Hey, that, so. For real, you had no matter how much I want to
kill you right now, I need this.
Yeah,
and throughout the book, they need that. So
yeah, I don't care if you're in Navarra or if you're in Nevada, right? You need. you know, saying your plumbing. And so she showed herself to be able to defend,
Yeah, she did.
you
Yeah, she
know,
did.
against like the most brute individuals. And
Mm-hmm.
so I like that. I like that there's this connection between her and Ardonna. I'm
That's
gonna
true.
butcher the name
It's all
the
good.
whole
We'll
time.
we'll get it right when we finish up. But after that, you know, after she bonds with them, everybody's going crazy,
Yeah.
you know, because she bonds not only with Terran, but she bonds with Ardonna as well. So it's like nobody's ever bonded with two dragons. So now everybody's going crazy at the
Hmm.
campus because when she pull up on the big black dragon. I don't know how that sounded crazy, but she pulled up on the big black dragon, and everybody's astounded because it's like, oh, she got that. She
Yeah.
got that. Oh my God.
She
Because
got that
nobody thought
fire.
right,
She got that
nobody thought
fire.
that she was gonna be able to get a
Yeah.
dragon, let alone come back with the biggest,
The
meanest
biggest
dragons
meaning
of all.
like that
So
everybody wants,
and then
right?
when Ardonna pops out, it's like, what? You bonded with two dragons?
Yeah.
So that kind of sends everybody into
Because
a craze.
I think they even said that this dragon, Terran, didn't even show up the year
Yeah,
prior.
nah, because he felt like nobody was worthy.
Nobody was
No, but
worthy. He didn't
nobody
even.
bonded with a black dragon in a minute. So,
Yeah.
you know, that was the case with
And the
that.
black dragons are the most ferocious dragons out of
Ferocious,
all of the,
ferocious. So
yeah.
after that, then you'll kind of see like after all of that stuff, they gotta, you know, they bonded with their dragons. They figure out their signet powers. They're having a meeting about, um, you know, what they're gonna do because nobody's ever bonded to dragons. But they find out like it don't matter. Like you can
Right.
bond with two dragons. That's not against the rules because it's never happened. So if nothing never
There's no
happened, you
rule.
can't
There's
make
no
no rule
law
for it.
against it,
They don't
right?
like it, but they got to kind of deal with it
It
because there's no
happened,
law. She didn't break no law.
right?
So you
And the
know,
dragons chose them, and so
yeah,
the dragons get together. There's like this dragon leadership council,
yeah,
and the meeting of the minds, all dragons, and they vote, and they
that's right,
vote in favor of allowing Violet to
right,
keep the two
right.
dragons. And you talked about signet powers, and for those that haven't read the book yet, those signet powers are powers that come from the dragons,
Mm-hmm.
right? When you bond with your dragon, there's a special power, individual
Mm-hmm.
power that you get. There's like minor magic, and then there's like big boy magic.
Yep. And
And
each dragon, like you say, so we would be considered a conductor to the dragon. The dragon has the power, but we're gonna be the conductor to wield the power.
right,
So Violence, as Zayden will call her, she's a lightning wielder, or whatever
lightning,
the case may be.
and she's because she got two dragons. The other power is
Oh, stop in time for a split second.
do it.
That's it.
Yeah,
Split second.
yeah,
I think a minute or less. But
yeah.
let's get back because I know we're gonna be finishing up soon. So let's get back until the characters.
Okay.
Who would be your favorite character throughout the book?
I like. I just wish there was more Mirror, her sister. I like her, and
Mhm.
I like Jack. I like Jack.
Jack freaking Barlow. That's
Yeah,
how she
Jack
say
Bar.
his
Yeah,
name. She said
Jack
that. She
Barlow.
said a different word, but I say freaking. But she
Yeah,
said a different
and
word.
of
But
course you're
that's her
gonna
shit.
like Violet because it's an underdog story. She has
Right.
bad ligaments. She has bad joints. She breaks if the wind blows too hard. It's just it's an underdog story. So it's hard not to like Violet. So everyone's gonna like Violet, I think.
True story. True story.
And then she could fight. Even when she finds a way to win, and everybody likes her. She kind of reminds me of Patrick Mahomes. You know what I'm saying? Just find a way to
Find a
win.
way to
Patrick Mahomes
win.
could be broken up, bad ankle, whatever, but he still finds a way to win the
Right.
game.
Right.
And
Right.
I feel like Violet is like that. But I like Jack, man. I
Jack
feel
is your
like
guy.
Jack is like one of the dudes from my old neighborhood. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like he stand on business.
Stand on
Well,
business.
sometimes. There was
Right.
that
We know.
time
We know. We ain't gonna talk
all
about.
right,
That's one of
yeah.
the things they could get. But I like Imogen.
Uh-huh.
Imogen
Okay,
is
okay.
one of my girls,
Imogen
man.
just seemed like
She's
just
a
beautiful.
she is
Gotta
she's
be beautiful with a name like that.
yeah. And like reading, they don't really expound on her story like that,
Uh-huh.
but you can tell she dedicated to the cause. Like she hate Violet in the beginning. Well, she don't really
Right,
like her like
right.
that. You know what I'm saying? As you can see, I think she was the one who broke her arm or something like
Yeah,
that. And I was just like, yo, she don't care, but you understand her. I understand why she is the way she is and how
right.
she is with Zayden or whatever the case may be. They really don't have a she's not like the spiteful girl that mad at Violet because she got Zayden. She's more or less, that's like my brother, bro. I will work you for my brother.
Yeah. And
So
then she's an outsider.
yeah,
Violet is
she's
an
an outsider.
outsider compared to this clique, this little
Right.
group.
Because you don't have a mark on, you don't have a
Right.
tat on you.
Yeah,
So
you're not a rebel
I feel
child.
like that's one of the things. And there's other characters that we can spawn on. You gotta read the book to get to the characters. We just giving you a little short briefing of the joint. That's what we're here to do. So
what you think about the plot?
That's what I was going with.
Yeah.
The plot is the plot is great because she threw that twist in there that you think is one thing,
Yeah.
and everything is always being foreshadowed that it's Griffins. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then it boils down to that you see, because I'm assuming you finished it, right?
I'm close to finishing it.
See, I can't ruin it.
I'm on chapter.
He's
I
right
think
there.
I'm like
He's right
on
there.
chapter 37.
And now I can't ruin it for him. But you see, as they get into when they gotta go out, and you see Dane grab her, and you're like, he's like, I'm gonna see you.
Right, they about to go out. Yeah,
Right.
That's where I'm at.
So
they're about to go
where
out.
they go out?
Well, they're going out on this like it's a war game still.
Is it?
We'll see, you always hit me with that. You hit me with that. The crazy.
Is it? You know. So as my co-host has to finish the book, and I don't want to spoil it for him, we're gonna keep
it a band here. If we finish the book, we're gonna say we finished the book. If we didn't finish the book,
and when we get the Iron Flame and he gets to the end of
hold up,
Fourth Wing.
Hold up, bro. We gotta talk about these sex scenes in this joint.
All right. So this is where we can get into my segment now, which is the Ayo segment. Where we say the Ayo moment of the book. And however you say your moment, it could be like the oh my God moment, or the damn moment, or the what the F moment.
Or the aha moment. Yeah. Like, sheesh.
It was when they was at the table and Violet told Zayden, you lucky because I'll pull your pants down and blow you away. I'm giving y'all the PG version.
That's violent.
A wild thing to say.
She's sexually violent.
Zayden gets choked up when he go, and Riddick is like,
y'all all right?
Tell, like y'all all right, but he could tell, and Zayden don't get choked up. So for him,
wait, you got to back up. This conversation isn't being spoken.
Yeah,
I was about to say orally
because let's get back to
verbally. How is this conversation being had?
Real quick, 10 seconds. Because their dragons are bonded, because they're dragons together, which is, I believe, Sigel.
Yeah, Sigel, which is a female dragon, and Taryn is the male dragon. They're bonded
together, so basically that gives Violet and that gives Zayden these communication powers where they can communicate telepathically, or whatever, like a telepath. And then they was eating lunch at the table, and she said that to him because he looked so good, or whatever the case may be. So when Zayden gets choked up, that's like because he's never getting choked. He's never choked up like that.
Yeah.
So for him to
he always under control, cool, calm, and collect
like that, that was like oh my God, man. And I wasn't expecting her to say that. So that was my Ayo moment of the book. Now we're gonna get into Chauncey's segment.
My segment is 11 audiobooks because we do more than just read actual books. I believe that reading involves, listening to audiobooks. I love audiobooks. I consume a lot of my books through audio. I love turning my vehicle into what I call a university, right? Where I'm not listening to music. I'm listening to audiobooks. I'm listening to podcasts. And I believe that you can do that as well. And that's a good way to get started with reading, because it started with the audiobook. And then I find myself on Amazon. I find myself walking through the aisles of Barnes and Noble or what have you, looking for that book. And so a lot of times I'll take pictures of books in Barnes and Nobles and screenshots on Amazon so that I could go, on Amazon, on Audible and download the book. 11 books that you need to put on your wish list. Check them out. Here they are. Cash Flow Quadrant by Robert Kiyosaki. 4-Hour Work Week by Timothy Ferriss. The E-Myth Revisited, Michael E. Gerber. Your Next 5 Moves, Patrick Bet-David. The Compound Effect, one of my favorites, Darren Hardy. Atomic Habits, James Clear. Grit, Angela Duckworth. Deep Work by Cal Newport. Crushing It, Gary Vaynerchuk. Who, Not How. Rich Dad, Poor Dad.
Yeah. So let's get back into the book real quick and wrap this up.
Absolutely.
So now we have our last segment, and we like I said, we're not going to tell you everything that happens in the book.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Because the whole point is it's a lot, and it'll be too long. And we're just trying to give the average listener 20 to 25 minutes of your time, because we're just trying to get you. Basically, we're trying to get you excited to get in the book. You know, like, oh, these guys was talking like this, and this. So now, as y'all viewers, when y'all come in, y'all can call us, comment. We'll have all of that stuff where we can talk about these things and answer questions, man. So we got this system, right? Everybody knows back in the day, for those who grew up in the hip hop culture, or even if you didn't grow up in the hip hop culture, you might have had the magazine. We had the Double XL and the Source. We going with our 5 bookmark system.
The 5 bookmark system. Well, this is actually your brainchild, where
so
you
basically,
came up with.
In the Source magazine, growing up, when I used to get my magazines for $3.95 or $4.95 if you was in the city, damn bastards. But basically, oh yeah, because they overcharge in the city for some reason. But this is when the album come out, and if you didn't want to listen, we didn't have blogs, we didn't have internet to go out there and see what was going on. So we had to do it ourselves. We had to go and read what the album was about, the tracks, who did it, and then at the end, at the bottom, you will see if you get a rating of a mic system 1 through 5. So how we doing it is we doing it with our bookmarks. And we being completely honest and foremost and forefront with y'all. If we read the book and we give it a 1, you might not want to get into it. But if we jump out the window and go a 5, I'm going to be honest with you. It's worth it. And that's what I'm telling you. Instead of listening to that music in the car, take about 20, 30 minutes in Riders University and get you and throw that book on an audio book.
Me.
Yeah, Riders University.
My Riders that. I like that. Y'all might hear that in another episode.
Right. So when you go to Riders University and it's time to go to class, that little 20, 30 minute to drive, and you might, because I know it's sometimes where people don't want to listen to music. They don't want to hear that stuff. Throw that book on, man. You got 20 minutes of the book, and that's your time right there. That's about 10 pages you can get through. But
easy.
I'm gonna leave it off to you, and I'm gonna wait. What did you give the book in our bookmark system for the Books and Brothers podcast?
Wow. Well, the character development and the characters that she put out there, Rebecca did a good job at. I feel like she did a decent job, right, with the main characters. You know, the Danes, the Violet, of course, the Rihanna and Zayden. I feel like she did a good job with those characters, but there are some other characters that I'm just like, what's their purpose? Who are like
they
Liam?
Just get sent to Malik. No, don't do that with Liam.
Well, Liam is just a bodyguard, and then there's another one that there's a few of them. So Liam dies. I saw you praying to Malik.
Yeah, I was praying to Malik because I like Malik.
Oh man,
I didn't say Liam died.
And then I want more of her mom. Like her mom, I feel like they need to develop like where she is, because their father died. Her Violet's brother dies. So dad's supposed to be dead. That's how they presenting it in the book. Brother's supposed to be dead. That's how they presenting it in the book. And I just feel like mom is just indifferent about it. So if mom is not dead, father is not dead, that says a whole lot about why her mom has this disposition.
I never said
so
that.
Dad may be exiled. But my thing is this. The dad wanted, but anyway, we ain't gonna get into that. The dad wanted her to be a scribe. So like honor the dad's wishes. But anyway, I just feel like the characters, there's some characters that I just want to know more about and why they have the disposition that they do. So I'm gonna give characters, I'm gonna give them a 3.5 on the characters. And so a lot of people are giving this book like 5 stars. And so characters 3.5, plot is a 5. I'm loving the plot. I'm feeling the plot. I'm loving the pace of it. The major themes, overcoming adversity, having courage, identity. All those are major themes in this book. I think it's a 5 for the themes in this book, and just overall, I'm gonna give it. So The sex scenes are crazy too. It's like lightning flashing, windows being blown out. It's
That's
crazy.
what you really
And
call messing
so,
up the room.
yeah. And so, man, I'm gonna give this a 4.5. I'm gonna give it a 4.5.
We had the same. I gave it a 4. Overall, I just gave it 4 bookmarks. Rebecca Yarros, you did your thing.
Yeah.
Iron Flame was a follow-up. We'll get into that later, but I just gave it a 4 for everything, all throughout the whole jump, because I finished it, and when he finished it, he might come back and tell y'all something different.
Yeah, I might.
But because I'm done,
I might drop it.
I'm a 4s all the way. I can't give it a 5 yet because I know it's a sequel, and I don't want to jump out the window because I did that with the last series or the next series we're gonna talk about. So
yes, you
overall,
did. And then
I gave it a 4.
Just
and
crazy.
She did her thing, man. Rebecca Yarros, shout out to you. You delivered another banger right here. You know what I'm saying? And I'm almost done with that. So I'll be done with that in the next couple of days anyway. I ain't got too long left. And then, we wait on book 3. So
I just want to take this time out to throw out an invite to Rebecca Yarros. If you would like to come on the Books and Brothers
talk to us.
podcast,
Come
holler at us with
Maybe we can get
your pink and purple hair. I've been on her Instagram already, man. She got the hottest book in the country.
Yo,
we would love for you to be a guest on our
sure.
show, man. So, man, we bumped the other series, the other books for this. We went straight to this fantasy genre for our first episode because this book is this hot, man. It's that good, man. It's a good book.
I mean, that was great. I think that was good. And like I said, man, we're not here to give y'all every little spoil in the book because that'll take us way too long. And it might have seemed we've been jumping back and forth, but things happen like that.
That's what we do, man. Like we just having a real discussion,
raw and uncut from a male perspective, and we recognize that this might not be a book for men. You know what I'm saying? Above the age of 30, but man, it tells a great story. So
I'm reading it.
That was our reason. That was my reasoning for picking this book. So I'm just happy that we did that, man.
I think it was a good pick, Rod, and man, I'm really excited about the other reviews that are coming up, man. We got some good books that are in the queue, and man, I'm really excited about reading. I'm reading right now. I'm reading more than I ever have, and I'm a reader. I will say this. I'm a listener for all you page diehards out there, page turning diehards out there.
That be putting the bullet joints inside the little slips inside the books to tell what they
and dog earing corners and everything like that. I dog ear virtual pages in the audio books, and so man, I'm really excited, man. This has been a great episode. We want to really encourage you to go to your local bookstore and pick up a copy of Fourth Wing by Rebecca Yarros.
Please.
It's a great read. It's an entertaining read. If you're listening to it on audiobook, when you get to like around what is it? Around chapter 33, somewhere around there, just put in the earbuds because if kids are in the car, it's gonna get crazy. All right. And so
if you're listening, it's too late. I think that's it.
There you go, man.
I think that's it.
Hey, yo, Books and Brothers. I'm Chauncey.
Yo, I'm Jay, man. I gotta get out of here.
Man, peace, man.